Greetings and welcome to Numa Nursery. Thanks so much for coming out. We just got 2.5 acres in Plant City and we saw a few customers earlier this morning. They picked up their starter kits and we're getting ready for the farmer's market. It's Thursday, December 19th. Today's actually my grandmother's birthday. Happy birthday to all the Sagittariuses. Today I'm actually going to serve up some tea real quick. I just steeped some leaves, some loose leaves in some warm water. We have a strainer. Fresh Moringa tea. Hey OJ, we got our farm kitty here. Wonderful. Yeah, I really appreciate you coming out. We're having a really good time out here on the farm. It's really relaxing. I'm decompressing and also getting a chance to make these videos and see more customers and actually get an inventory stocked up from all of our moringa trees that we've been harvesting these past few weeks. We're actually preserving the moringa leaves now in 250-gram vacuum seal bags. We added mint before we put it in this bag, and this is 250 grams of the moringa mint tea that we're drinking here. It's $29 and it comes inside this box. This is the starter kit box and it has a book inside of the box, all the information about moringa, how you can use moringa, and then also a single serving aluminum tea infuser is also included for free. And you can actually pick up your starter kit tea box at numanursery.com. Really appreciate you coming by and checking us out and trying some moringa tea. It's actually very good for the immune system. The lady that just stopped by, actually, she said that because she's getting a surgery done on her neck, on her back, and she said that the surgeon said that she needs to get a little bit more healthy before they perform the surgery. And so she decided to call me and come all the way from Okeechobee to pick up her starter kit so she could get fresh moringa leaves and tea, and she picked up a starter kit with the tea, and that way she can continue to use moringa. Now she is actually, her doctor said to not smoke tobacco for the next 3 weeks before the surgery, and she's like, oh my gosh, I've been smoking for 40 years. How do I not smoke for 3 weeks? And so I even did this in college a few years ago. I was using moringa as a dip. And you can use it as a dip too to help get off tobacco. Also, you know, just to get some minerals, and you can chew it as a dip. You can add mint. I mean, the mint's already in it too. And so you can use moringa in many different ways. If you're trying to get off tobacco, moringa, she was using it to help get off of tobacco. And so actually today, the reason why you're here is because I wanted to tell you a story about how we came across the oldest moringa tree in St. Pete. The oldest moringa tree in St. Pete is actually owned by a Filipina lady that works with someone who met me a year previous to me meeting her last year. So this is now 2 years ago. We met through a mutual friend of theirs at a SUAC meeting in St. Pete 2 years ago, like 2.5 years ago. I instructed a course on moringa, teaching people about the co-op and teaching people about how to grow moringa and the uses for moringa. SUAC stands for Sustainable Urban Agricultural Coalition, and they have chapter meetings in St. Pete regularly every month, and I encourage you to check them out. They have action projects, community garden projects. They give workshops and demonstrations every month. SUAC, S-U-A-C. Sustainable Urban Agricultural Coalition. And so that's how I met the owner of the oldest moringa tree in St. Pete. And the Filipina lady, she's been using moringa for her entire life. She came over here and she bought the property that she's in right now in, I think it was, let's see, if it's 23 years old, she said she bought the property in 1995. And she planted the moringa tree in 1996. And this is the same moringa tree since 1996 that you're about to see. So 23 years 1996, 06, 16, 17, 18, 19. So 23 going on 24 years that this tree has been in the ground. And now I haven't had a record of any tree older than 23, 24 years so far. Now I know there is a 40-year-old moringa tree in Gulfport. So we're going to be making a video on that moringa tree very soon. So this is the oldest moringa tree on record in St. Pete right now, and this is a 23 going on 24-year-old moringa tree. Same tree in the ground, it's just been cut back several times. I've already been in care for the tree for about a year and a half, and I've already cut it back 3 times. And it just keeps coming back even more, and they're huge, and they're so strong. And so check it out, enjoy the video. I really enjoyed having you come by. If you haven't yet, please like this video, subscribe to the Numa Nursery YouTube channel, and also visit numanursery.com for all of your local Tampa Bay moringa. Thanks so much. I really appreciate you for coming by and checking out the video. Peace and prosperous growing. Enjoy. Greetings. We're back at another location right down the street in St. Pete. They grow moringa trees out here. And this lovely queen here, her owner is from the Philippines. They call moringa malunggay, and it's one of the country's most staple food vegetables, and she eats this tree every single day. She loves her moringa tree. Matter of fact, you're looking at one of the oldest moringa trees known in the Tampa Bay area, St. Pete area, and she's 23 years young. So the owner of this property moved into this house, planted this moringa tree in the garden 23 years ago. And so you can see they've constantly been cutting it back. She said, cut it down low, cut it down low. And I'm over here like, no, I want to cut it up here. And she's like, no, 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 cut it low. And I'm like, okay. And so you can tell that she's been cut back several times, and it just grows back even more vigorously. It's a microclimate down here in the St. Petersburg area because of the peninsular water body surrounding St. Petersburg. Keeps the salty air warm, free from freezes for the most part. And so the moringa tree is able to grow all season long. And there's another one just next to it. She's a little bit smaller. She said she was a cutting off of this tree, which is probably only 15 years old, she said, but even still. These are some of the oldest and most precious moringa trees in the area. Thanks so much for watching and joining us for this 23 years young moringa tree. She's massive. She is just, look, she just goes around there. She's cutting around there, and I'm just gonna get in here and get the tree cut back. You can see my van's on the other side, right back there in the parking lot. And I'm really happy to be here in St. Pete today. Peace, love, and prosperous moringa tree growing. Look at Maria with Freight Match Foods.
Hi everyone.
We just harvested this 23 years young moringa tree in St. Pete. You can see she's right back there behind the fence. And Maria's interning with us today, and she's learning all about the moringa tree and exactly how we're harvesting it.
And I've never done this in my life, but it's awesome. It's
Look,
awesome.
She's slinging the machete around. She knows how to work it. I got my tool right here. And we're just getting her loaded up in the back of the van. You can see this was the other tree that we harvested earlier today. And we're starting to fill up the side here with the new cuttings. This is beautiful. This moringa tree is actually from a Filipino woman. She owns the tree. And she's providing us with tons of fresh pods. Let's make some sambar. And it's starting to drizzle out here right now, so we're going to try to get these cleaned up. Maria's doing really great. Actually, that vine is the, I think how do you say it, Diascara alata, which is a wild yam. It's essentially a sweet potato vine. And so she's unwrapping that as we get these separated and get the greens separated from the sticks to get them back to the farm so we can make some teas and oils and capsules. Freight Match Farms.
Freight Match Foods.
Freight Match Foods.
Yep.
And you can look them up. They have a Facebook and a website.
Yes. And we will be in operation in about a month.
In about a month,
yep.
We're going to be supplying Freight Match Foods with fresh moringa greens in the St. Pete area. And you can find some of our greens at local restaurants. And you can find a list of the restaurants in which fresh local foods are being distributed at freightmatchfoods.com.
Yes,
awesome.
freightmatchfoods.com.
Sweet. Thanks, Maria.
Thank you.
Greetings, welcome back. I really hope you enjoyed seeing the 23-year-old moringa tree in St. Pete, the oldest moringa tree in St. Pete. It's been a pleasure really caring for this tree, and also there's like 4 or 5 moringa trees just in that area, in that corner alone on that street. The owner of the moringa tree that introduced me to the owner of this moringa tree actually is just right down the street from there. So everybody's, neighborhood, which brings me to the Moringa Growers Co-op. If you are interested in growing moringa trees on your property for profit, you could potentially get 5, 10, maybe 20 moringa trees in a row in your backyard and start making some cash from those moringa trees. Within a year or 2 years, you could be seeing returns. And we have a video that talks about how by the end of the 3rd year, you might have been able to have made $100,000 from your moringa trees alone. Now that would take quite a bit of trees. We just want to be realistic in those numbers and teach people that, within the 1st year you could be growing microgreens. Within the 2nd year you could be growing sticks and also getting trees really close together. By the 3rd year you could have trees that are more spread apart, producing drumsticks, and you could be making oil, you could be making spice, tea, capsules, and many different products from the moringa tree like we do to be able to supplement your income, just like I have. And so if you're interested in joining the co-op, the Moringa Growers Co-op, we have over 300 properties in the Tampa Bay area where I'm going around harvesting moringa trees using the greens that are no longer in use by the owner because they've already had their fill. And they're saying, hey, we have extra greens, can you come and harvest the trees? It'll grow back even more. And then we bring those greens back to the facility. We dry them inside in a dehumidifier room. It's not cooked, it's not over 100 degrees, but it is in a dehumidifying, self-contained room that helps to dry these greens super fast, super green, and it preserves all the nutrients inside here. And the vacuum seal bag helps prevent any kind of foreign objects, bugs, anything from penetrating. It's a thick polymer bag, so that way even through shipping, it's helping to preserve the nutrients. So that way when it gets to you, you have the best way of getting your moringa inside your body. And that's what we like to do. We like to drink moringa tea. It's beautiful out here. I'm really excited. 2.5 acres out in Plant City. Come by and see us sometime. My number's on the website. Give me a call, newmannursery.com. If you need moringa trees or if you would like to join the co-op, please let me know. We have plenty of trees to be able to provide you in your backyard, and so that way you can start planting moringa trees. So peace, love, and prosperous growing. Hi, Gandhi.